I am for real. My sweat.
Hey, I want y'all to be very critical of this young lady right here. They got a new show coming out. We are testing her show, and she's super duper nervous. She's gonna be okay. My sister joined. Hey, Michelle. Y'all tell Michelle hi. No, she can hear y'all.
Michelle.
Oh, hey, Michelle.
Hey, Sharita. All right, come on. We're gonna start.
We're doing a tester tonight, y'all. Hey.
Cheers, cheers. You are here. Welcome to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B, a movement designed to strengthen the foundation of relationships so they can remain unbroken. Unbroken relationships, that's what we need. I'm going to get you all the way together with my co-host, Jahida Arias. Hey, boo.
Hey, girl. Hey.
So, what we talking about today with relationships?
Ooh, so much we can talk about within relationships.
That's right. We got marriages. We got dating with a purpose, parenting, co-parenting, life after divorce. I got too much to talk about.
Well, you know what, though? One thing that I think stuck out to me overnight last night, and I was talking about this earlier with a friend.
Okay.
It was somebody mentioned, if you love me at your worst, then you deserve me at your best.
Yeah.
I agree. But then I also feel like it's another side to that, too.
There is. Sometimes we ain't got time for the worst. Sometimes it just be like that.
And this is the relationship coach talking, y'all.
It just be like that. You go get a little bit better. Get to ground zero. Maybe I can work with you. All right? Let's talk about that. When we come back, we are going to talk about, do I got to love you at your worst just so I can get you at your best? Or can I get some of that best going on? That's what I need to know. All right?
All right.
So, thank you for joining us at the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be back.
That was easy. That was easy.
I told you. This was a test, y'all. This is just a test. Yeah, see? We're going to bounce off each other. We're going to be great.
Okay. Get that fan down. Oh.
Hey, my man,
y'all
Harold.
seeing the behind the scenes.
Hey, Harold Harnett, don't be hating, boy. He's talking about nice company. Hey, Harold, don't be hating.
The guy you guys are hearing is Mr. Michael himself. Hey. That's hot too. What's up, Dave? Dave wants me to add him on the live video. It's not that type of show. It's not. Maybe later. Dave said, my dude, you know, Dave Men at Large, Tolliver.
You know we gotta give you a hot shout out though, right?
Real quick. What real quick, Dave? What are you talking about?
Hair under these arms.
Okay. You want me to say it? Okay.
All right, so we're gonna come back in. We're gonna start back up with the same beat.
Okay.
So you'll hear the beat that we're playing. Then intro the show, intro the topic. Say watching. We need to say hello to. When you say hello to.
Okay. Got it.
All right. All right.
Welcome back You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I've got my co-host here, Jahida. Hey, girl.
Hey.
So we are going to be talking about, do I have to love you at your worst in order to deserve your best? I've got my opinions about that, but we need to say hi to a few watchers right now. Who we got?
We got Rhonda. We got Melinda. Charles, what up? Rose, T. Marie, Renee, Dave, Tolliver in the house.
All right.
Everybody.
That's what I'm
We
talking
already
about.
getting fans.
All right.
Look at that.
That's what I'm talking about. What did they think? I want to know what they think. Put something in the comments so we can maybe help you out a little bit. But what are your thoughts on that? What do you feel?
Me?
Yes.
Uh-oh. I've been put in the hot
Yes.
seat. You did say you were going to do that to
I
me.
did. You don't know when I'm going to do it. You don't know. But
So-
do you feel like, take you personally, that someone has to love you at your worst in order to deserve your best?
I think that looking at me so hard right now. Oh my gosh. I think that I think it varies. Like, I think it depends. Because sometimes a person may not be, you may be in that person's life for that particular reason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're there to help them get to whatever it is they're supposed to get to, and that's their season, and you're done.
Right.
I think that because that happened to me.
Okay.
That's
Explain.
why I think that. Now you want to get in depth.
Get all up in the business.
Well, there was somebody I was dating that absolutely had nothing at the moment, and I accepted him as he was,
Mm-hmm.
and I took him in, and it got really bad to a point where he was thinking of leaving and moving out of state, and I was like, okay, well, what do you need? We talked about it, made a call, helped him get a job, got the job, he got his own spot. And then everything bloomed from there.
Okay. But I think what I'm more wanting to know, because sometimes that happens. You get someone that they're not at their where they would consider their best. And then it just so happens it could be where it was a usury kind of situation, or it could have just been that person so happened to get to their best at the time of a breakup. All right. So it could appear as if, okay, now you're doing good and you want to leave me, but that might not be it.
Right.
But what I'm talking about is someone who maybe left you because you weren't at your best.
Now that's a different story.
Yes,
We were talking about my experience.
Right.
So now
But
yes, that's different.
Okay.
Now that's not cool. You were just using me just to get somewhere, and that's that. That's not cool. You got to be honest.
Okay, but what
So
if
you
they
don't deserve my best? No. No.
But what if they were honest and just saying, I'm just not built for that kind of worse. Like, I'm not built for. Let's take a woman, and she gets with a man who, he's a good man, but he's not really performing that well, and he has had perhaps he's had opportunities to perform well, or to do something for himself, but he's on this particular line, and that woman says to him, I love you, but I think we're better off as friends because I'm not really built to see you through that type of worse. The other type of worse might be something else that they can handle, but their deal breaker is this kind of worse. But that doesn't mean that they were just using the person when, or that I just don't want to have anything to do with you because you're not balling or anything like that. It's just that I don't have the capacity to do that, but I love you though.
Yeah.
And maybe we can perhaps circle back around if you just get to a good playing level. What you think?
I agree. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think there's different scenarios and everything. And it's like, and the biggest thing is people need to learn how to detach. And because when you're attached to a person, you're thinking that, well, it's first off, it's hard for you to let go of the person, first and foremost. So you're not really even understanding or seeing things for what they really and truly are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I believe the issues will lie.
Okay. So with that being said, when we come back, I want to talk about, do you feel like that you need to be thinking all the time in your relationship, or do you just think it should just flow? Tell me about that. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I want to hear what you think.
And you don't even know what we're playing right now. Oh, baby, bring it up. She don't even know. We're playing her song. Hey.
Are
We
you able
snuck
to sing
Brandi.
that live? Yeah. Okay.
We snuck Brandi D in from Black.
I'm so happy. Syndy.
Yeah.
So doing the commercial, doing the break, people can still.
You coming back?
No.
Oh.
During the commercial, people what? On the
I think it's
live, yeah.
That's good.
Great question. Great question there. Who
So we
said
have
Charity?
Charity.
Great question, Charity.
Yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear their
Me too.
what they think.
That's where I thrive.
Yeah, like let's get the conversation going.
The conversation.
The conversation.
What do y'all think? You guys haven't said a word. Dave over here talking in Spanish, con todo mi corazón. Earlier he was like, arroz con candule. Like, what are you talking about? Get it together, Dave. Talking about relationships. Look, Syndy getting all her notes. Ooh, she is all in it.
Y'all both got the stiletto.
Yours is longer than mine, right?
Yeah, because I have her cut mine down.
I need mine cut down for sure. They're so long.
I want my nails back.
Just do it.
I mean, I'm feeling the Unbroken. I feel it.
No. We're coming back. Look, you're almost done with your one.
I need some more.
Right. Where the bottle at?
Okay. I don't want none of that
Oh,
moonshine.
that's the moonshine.
Nobody want none
You
of that.
got buckets of moonshine. Oh
Lemon
my
pine. I'd had some butterscotch.
Serious?
Butterscotch moonshine
can't.
was really good.
Really? That sounds good.
What up, Lil John?
What kind is that? Is it just straight?
This is lemon pine cinnamon.
What? They're different flavors?
Get it
I
in.
can't.
Yeah, they're good.
Just in case you're
You
wondering
got
what
to
we're
get-
talking about. They got...
Don't put that on the
Okay,
camera.
fine. Never mind.
That's why it's strategically placed.
Okay.
Jesus juice. That is correct. Jesus juice.
Right there.
Jesus.
As the wine.
Not me.
Huh?
Oh, that's you.
That's me. Oh, okay. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I've got my co-host here, Jahada Arias.
Hey, that's me.
And I have a special guest supporter, my friend, our girl, Brandi.
Hey.
You all know her from Black, of course. And she's
Yes.
here with us, celebrating with us, hanging with her girls. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm just happy to be here.
You like what you hear thus far?
I'm loving it. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. We got our wine.
Okay, but I need a
Cheers.
refill
Right, we got
on mine.
your
Hey.
No, I love it. I love the topic. I'm here for it all. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, boo. All right, so we ended with, do I have to love you at your worst to deserve you at your best? And let me close that part out with saying that Are you an inspiring kind of person? Can you inspire that person to be better? Can you inspire them? I do feel like the woman made for a man can birth the right man. I'm not saying any man, but birth the right man into the person that he is called to be. All right. So that kind of leads me into my next thing.
Excuse me, can I chime in real quick? I usually don't do this, but I'm a real groupie right now. So whenever I hear this record right here, let me let it play again. When I hear that record right there,
Yes.
and then I hear that dude singing from NSYNC, sing that other verse,
Okay.
like I'm not gonna tell you how many times I performed that song in my bedroom, and Brandi, she did her verse, and then bam, I came right in.
That's right.
Because that's how that worked out.
Right, exactly. So I feel so honored right now.
I know, right?
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
Here, guys.
Thank you for coming.
All right, back
It's
to your
awesome.
regular show. I'm sorry.
No, don't say I'm sorry. I love that. Thank you for
Sidebar.
doing that. We love her though. Y'all just don't understand. We are very privileged right now.
come on,
Okay. But my thing that I always talk about is it takes backbone to be I'll say a marriage first. Relationships, I feel the same way if you're, if you guys are on that path and you guys are equally yoked and you can get to that way, it's going to take some work. But when you're talking about walking down that aisle, you have to be birthed. You have to have backbone to make that marriage work. I was married one time before and divorced within a couple years. And even though I felt like I did everything I could, I wasn't strong enough to be married then. I was 22 years old. And, you got to know who you are. You have to know your direction, and you have to stand firm with that with some compromise and flexibility. But don't go into marriage without having some kind of backbone. You're going to have all kinds of things coming at you. What you think, Jay?
She asked a single one.
Got to get you all the way. I got to get you married too. Oh, come on.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think that a woman should be prepared to walk down that aisle definitely like way prior to knowing her direction, knowing where she stands, what she's doing with herself. That way, when the union comes, it can actually become one.
That's right. That's one of the reasons why I started the Unbroken experience. Being a wedding planner before and walking couples down the aisle and then seeing them divorce later, I was like, so much energy is focused on the wedding that they're not even prepared for the marriage when all the bells and whistles are gone. And auntie, mama, daddy, uncle, cousins, friends have all gone back home. And the honeymoon phase is gone. And all that you were hiding in the engagement period is starting to come out. And you're left with each other. But you're not prepared.
All right. Well, we have a couple of questions here.
All right.
David asks, what's the role of the man before the marriage?
Well, if he's still there, tell him to define that a little bit more. But if I can just go off that part, the role is what you all discuss. So we are not in 1937 anymore. Okay, so roles can be different, but it has to be something that your partner can rock with. So if you are traditional, let's say you're a man and you're with a traditional kind of woman who feels like a man should be the breadwinner, should be out there working, don't be sleeping in all day, or whatever the case may be. But you want to stay home with the kids and be a homemaker, that's going to be a little tough. But you might be with someone that can roll with that, or they're flexible in that kind of way. There are a lot of women who are the breadwinners right now. But he has to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that, and you guys agree to that. But that has to be a discussion before marriage. And it needs to be an honest discussion, because if you're dishonest and the situation arises, it's your fault. It's your fault if you didn't communicate that. And if there's something, and I'll say this to anybody who's engaged or dating with the intent to be married, you don't got to just be all extra with it and scare somebody away. but you do want to be forthcoming with what your expectations are. So, for example, when I got with my husband, when we were dating, I asked him, like, what do you think about, you know, the woman staying at home, being with the kids, or whether you want them to work? And, he was like, I like the two income family household. But I was like, well, the way that I'm set up, I'm going to make my own income, but I want to be home with the kids. And I said that, and that didn't cross his mind. But when I mentioned it to him, he was like, I can roll with that, So what you got for me? Oh, but yeah. So anyway, so I think that when you're talking about marriage and you're talking about if you're in a relationship and trying to be married, you got to have the backbone. You think you got backbone?
Oh, if I don't, if I didn't, I do now.
Okay, so tell me this. What are your expectations in a man that you would see yourself marrying? What are your expectations for him first? But I'm gonna come back and see what you feel like your role would be as a woman. But what are your expectations on someone coming into your life that you would see yourself marrying?
That's interesting. I am in the hot seat.
Hot seat.
First and foremost.
Okay, you need
where the drum roll at.
Okay.
I do need the fan now. No, one of the things that I know for sure is I definitely want to be friends first.
Okay.
I want to be able to just enjoy each other, just have fun, period. As far as business minded, he has to be smart. Like he has to have a drive.
Okay.
That's
what kind of drive?
A drive, because you know me, like I'm a I don't want to say like all the above. All the above. You gotta go. Because the older I'm getting, the worse I get now.
You a mess.
I ain't lying though.
Okay.
I said when I came on this show, I was gonna be true.
Yes,
I was gonna speak the truth. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things I realized about myself. So if you ain't about it,
y'all heard that? Y'all heard
work.
that she's single now. She is single.
Braves tickets. Y'all crazy. But as far as in addition to that drive, business minded. He has to have his own. He has to have a good business mind to want to strive for better, not just for himself and for us.
Okay, so you said business mind, but what if he's a 9-to-5 kind of guy?
He still got to have a business mind. 9-to-5 men still have business minded. They're still business mind. He could be a broker, and that's a 9-to-5 in some places.
What if he's a great provider, he's a great man, he's a great father, he treats you well, but he's like, you know what? I like my 9-to-5. Don't pressure me to get me a LLC. Don't pressure me to be out here in these streets grinding and hustling. Like I got enough to fight in this life. I don't need to fight to try to stay afloat in a business. I'm a 9-to-5. You gonna let him go?
No, but that's when I say business mind, you don't have to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
You don't have to. I'm just saying be a business minded person.
Gotcha. Like handle your business.
Yeah,
basically. Got it.
Like know that if you have to be that 9, you're gonna arrive 15 minutes early.
That's right. I got you.
You're gonna make sure stuff gets handled in time. You're not.
All right. Well, you heard it here. When we come back, you're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9 with my co-host Jahida. When we come back, I want to talk about how do you feel men with the women being the breadwinner of the house? I need to know what you think.
What was the question? Profession integrity. At worst, what is it? At worst, as in profession. Oh, as in profession.
Is there a difference?
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's different.
That's a deep question.
It's different. Did you write that question down? Okay, what does it say?
Yes, it is.
At worst, professionally or personally? Okay.
Sure. Mamas.
Okay.
So what we'll
This
do-
what that were the break that we're on now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
All right.
when you come back, we can open up with that, and then when you hear the music, start wrapping up the show, and then what you'll say is, hey, we're gonna be doing this every Thursday, 7 p.m. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
And we'll do all that.
Okay.
So
Also, too, what you can do, what we'll do is, and we'll work on this coming up, but drop how they can follow your show.
Right.
So I agree, John. Friends first for sure. Be intentional. Yes, I agree with that too. And no rush. Yes. Yeah, you just gotta enjoy the moment. Yeah. Don't rush nothing.
Everybody trying to rush me.
Is that what you're feeling? Hey, Flo. I'm back. He's gonna be like,
That's what I need.
But then,
It's so fun, guys.
when are you good at your mom? So you're good at multitasking.
Yes.
But if I put something up, if I hand it to you, if you just want me to give it to you, well, we'll work it out. Like
Okay.
if it's best to give it to you after the break, but this is stuff that's either coming in my head that
Okay.
it could be a good question or conversation. I'll hand it to you.
Yes.
But what I
If
don't
I
want
see
you
I
to
love
something,
you too,
what I don't
Flo.
want
I
you
see
to do-
something, I'm
Yeah, I don't want you to be
I'm like, what you want? What you want? Is it
Like, what is it? What is it? What you need? What you?
Oh no.
I can't
want you
see.
to do that.
I won't do that as long as I know. But I was like, am I supposed to say something? Am I supposed to say something? I got you. I get it.
All right, so when you come back in, we'll hit this question right here.
Okay.
Answer this question right here, and then when you hit the music, come back on, begin to wrap it up.
Okay. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9 with my co-host Jahira.
Hey.
Yes. So,
You said it without the Spanish accent.
you know, I really want to. I just need Jahira Aria. Can I say that? Huh? So, we are back, and I think we have a question.
We have a question
All right. What question do we have today?
that we have not answered from Charity.
Okay.
At worst, as in what? As in profession or integrity or personality?
Okay.
Which?
So it is different. So let me start with personally first. And I'll put personally and integrity in the same basket of necessarities. Okay. So if they are at their worst personally, they're at their best for you, period. So especially if they have integrity problems, you just have to be like, you know what, little tank, pull a little tank. I need you to go on. You don't say it like that though. But just say, I just think this is not the
Yeah, you
best
do.
for me. This is not working for me right now. My go-to is, I think we are best as friends. Okay, that was my go-to back in my single days. Okay, but let me just be clear. Personally, now you can be a good friend to them and bring them, if it's something not too difficult, you can bring them into a better person. Sometimes they just need to be around better people. Sometimes the mindset is because of their circle of people that they just won't let go, that are just giving them negative thoughts, and everything that happens is a negative, it's a defense, and it's not really like that. But if they're around more and more positive people who think positive and look at the positive in any situation, then they'll begin to think like that. But if they have systemic issues that stem way back to something that you weren't even there is nothing that you can do with that.
I agree.
Yes. So you either have to be like, you know what, he got problems, she got problems, but I'm riding. And you got to love that though. Like, don't complain. Okay.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they've got to want to fix that within themselves. Is nothing that you can do. So let me get on professionally. That's a little tricky. Because sometimes especially depending on the age, sometimes people are not where they want to be. Or me, for example, when I went through my divorce, I was making great money, go through a divorce, and I'm barely making it from month to month. So it depends on the drive of that person that you mentioned earlier, or the integrity of that person, or what you see. When I met my husband, he had just moved back to Atlanta. He had only been here for 2 weeks. He had no job. But, my thing was, got to have a job.
Yeah.
But when you count in all the factors, it was, he would only been back 2 weeks. And every time we went out, he would ask if somebody's working, he'd be like, how you get this job? How you get this job? He was not afraid to get any kind of work that he needed to get until he got to the real job that he wanted to get. He just knew, and I noticed that. So if you could see that in the person, you said, listen, I'm willing to do what I got to do. I used to bring him dinner at 9:00 at night when we were dating to his security job on the street, being security for a condominium, so, but if bruh or sis has not had a job and who knows how long, and they are, running their business, that's not a business if it has not made any kind of profit for an extended period of time. As a hobby. Okay. So now what you have to decide at that point in time is, are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice, or are you willing to deal with that? So if you're okay with that, don't complain. The thing that bothers me the most is when people complain. Stop complaining. You like it, I love it.
I'm very familiar with that.
Okay.
She got on me multiple times about that. Yes, she did.
Right. That's right. So thank you so much for joining in the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9 with my co-host Jahira. We will be here every Thursday at 7:00 p.m. Tune in. Follow me at the Unbroken Experience. I'm sure you're already following at Power 108.9. And Jahira, what's your tag, boo?
At I-am, that's I-A-M, Ja.
That's all right. That's all right. You know a little
It's
Spanish.
not my full name, but it's like my last name is so similar to my first name. It's like Jahira Arias, but it's I am Jahira. So that's I am Jahira.
It is.
Yeah, okay. IAMJAHARIAS. That's my Instagram.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
That's
Okay. So,
Instagram.
but make sure you follow at the Unbroken Experience. Tune in every Thursday at 7:00 p.m. The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. Love y'all.
Hey.
Good job.